In this video, we are going to explore the opportunity that you are missing out right now, the number one opportunity that you are currently missing out on right now, and that is around discomfort. My name is Vanitha Bonnie, and I am obsessed with all things business transformation and personal transformation. And the thing that we know with those two areas is that in the context of business transformation and starting, growing, and scaling a business in the context of developing oneself and experiencing success, whether it's in career and life or in business, we know that both of the orientation of both of those things is mainly attributed. I'm getting tongue tied. Attributed around having a growth mindset. That said, the reality is we are in a society that is really obsessed with dis with discomfort, with the idea that discomfort is really bad for us. So on one hand, we have this belief, we have this narrative that we need to get outside our comfort zone, that change and evolution, success, everything sits on the other side of comfort. That in order to grow and develop, to evolve, to experience new things, to be an evolved human being, we need to get comfortable with being uncomfortable. That said, if you look at the internet and you look at everything out there on the internet and how much attention we pay to those things on the internet, that is an orientation around a culture, society, a human race that is obsessed actually with comfort. We are trying to find easy ways out of things. For example, that's why I believe one of the reasons why Atomic Habits was so popular. Uh, Now, of course, it's a great book. I think the author said that he rewrote every single sentence like 10 times or something like that. And I also believe, don't have data around it, and I believe that if I was to put my anthropology hat on, that the reason why that book was so successful is because we believe that if we had better habits, that things would be easier. If we had better habits, that things would fall into line. If we had better habits, then things would be easier, things would be better. And yes, that's great and that's fantastic. And if we can have an easy way to a quicker and easy way to have things in our life, of course, why not make that happen? And at the same time, the number one thing that we're missing out on, the number one opportunity that we are currently missing out on is building anti-fragility around discomfort. So being comfortable with being uncomfortable. Because I believe that if you increase your level of comfortability with uncomfortability, you will be more positioned and better positioned to take risks. You will take those risks, and you will go through those risks rather than being overwhelmed and stressed and frustrated, have some sort of an ease or comfort to it because of the anti-fragility muscle that you've built. So anti-fragility is really popularized by Nassim Taleb. If my sources are correct, I believe it really comes from mathematics, which says that as a result of stresses, things actually become stronger as a result. So resilience pushes against challenges. Whereas when you embrace the challenges in life, the chaos, the volatility, the complexity, the ambiguity in life, the uncertainty, right, of life, when you embrace that, that as a result, you actually get stronger. And I believe that strength is actually around dealing with discomfort and dealing with really hard stuff. Now, this is the reason why, we have an addiction problem in society, whether it be to substances like alcohol and drugs, or whether it be to our phones and scrolling nonstop on the phone, and sex and work and other things and other forms of means that we utilize to try and looking for external ways and means to try and get comfortable with being uncomfortable. And that is not sustainable. And that is not going to help you. It might help you right now. In the long term, it's actually going to harm you. And a much more sustainable way, a much more healthier way, a more way that is more of service to yourself, that is more from the orientation of self-care, is actually around building that muscle for anti-fragility. And that's why going to the gym is such a helpful exercise. It's not about losing weight. It's not about getting a six pack or getting rid of that belly fat. It's about the discipline that's involved with going to the gym, right? Discipline is uncomfortable. It's challenging. There are so many days that you don't feel like you want to go. I used to go to F45 like minimum 5, 6 times a week. And every single morning, did I want to go? No. I went to F45 like maybe like 3 to 5 years. I can't remember how long it was. 18, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Oh, actually, about 5 years. And so, what was I going to say? Now I lost my train of thought. And so, we have this orientation around um, comfort. And what comes out of our mouth is we need to get comfortable with being uncomfortable. And that um, growth happens outside of the comfort zone, to get outside your comfort zone. And that's where all the answers and all the success lies. And the reality is we're actually living and breathing the complete opposite, because if anything tells me what your values are, it's going to be your actions. It's not going to be what you say. It's going to be actually what you do, the behaviors, and even the choices of words that you utilize. That is a behavior choice, right? And so that is also going to tell me what your values are as well. And so we need to be really aware that just because we think something doesn't mean that we're actually doing that in our life. We actually need to look at our behaviors. And that's why going to the gym is such a useful exercise, because that uncomfortability of going to the gym, the lifting of the weights, the exercising, that's so difficult. And what do we feel afterwards? Well, I don't know about you, but I feel so darn good. I feel so amazing after going to the gym and working out. I don't feel great in the moment. I don't feel great before that. And afterwards, I feel so proud of myself and I feel so great. And so the daily act of going to the gym and doing something like F45, which, you know, it just feels like I'm, gasping for my breath the entire time, is such a useful exercise to build an anti-fragile muscle, that ability to breathe and stay calm in the chaos, in the difficulty, in the comfort, and actually kind of like, energy work or I don't know what this is, maybe karate or Tai Chi sort of movements, but taking energy and then redirecting it into creation. So there's an opportunity there, a huge opportunity that we're missing out. If we take, because all creation comes from chaos. If we take the chaos, the energy around chaos, and utilize it, move it into something, and you use it to create something, I think there's something there, and there's something that we're missing out on. I know all the most difficult, challenging moments in my life, the hardest decisions that I've ever had to make in my life, the hardest things that I've had to do in my life have been the best things in my life as well. The easy things that I've done have been difficult. It's like that quote that says, do the hard things and life will be easy, but do the easy things and life will be hard. So that's what I wanted to share with you today. I am not at home. I'm in a hotel room, and I wanted to really honor my commitment. And I'm actually sitting on the floor and my feet is getting a little bit numb with my big old brown ass on my legs. And this is uncomfortable for me because I feel tired. I did not sleep well last night because I was busy doing client work and getting ready to come to Sydney. And, I really just want to have a nap or watch something and Netflix and chill. And I'm choosing to do the difficult thing, which is actually film this and actually um, rather than my orientation being all around me, being of service to others and sharing my knowledge in a way that's consistent and that shows up, because I know that as I continue to show up for you, um, that is teaching my brain that I also have the ability and the tools and the skills and the resources to consistently show up for myself as well. And my brain is more likely to trust me as well, because I'm consistently showing up and doing the work, and my brain knows that I honor my commitments. When you honor your commitments to yourself, then there is self-trust, right? There is that confidence, that self-confidence. Self-confidence is not about out, it's about internal. Self-confidence is about knowing that you will fulfill your commitments to yourself, that you will live out your values and act in integrity to yourself, that whatever you say or do believe in, that you are being that person in the world. There's an alignment there. And when you live in alignment to yourself, you're telling your body, the subconscious, the unconscious mind, the soul, the spirit, whatever you believe in, you are telling yourself, your inner self, your inner child, that you are someone to be trusted, that when you give your word to yourself, you honor your word. And so I did not want to miss this week. I already missed a week, I think like a week or 2 weeks ago, and I didn't want to miss this week. So I'm filming this video, and it's very clunky and it's very messy and it's very chaotic and it's all over the place. And I am doing it. As uncomfortable as it is and as numb as my right leg feels right now at the moment, because my big old brown ass sitting on my leg. So I thank you so much for listening to this video for my mumbo jumbo. There's one thing that I really want you to lean in, which I'm really unpacking at the moment, is that there is huge opportunity in discomfort, and discomfort also being hard work, right? We are really a society that is obsessed with comfort. It's so much easier to scroll. It's so much easier to grab that bag of chips. It's so much easier to badmouth that person or that colleague. It's so much more easier to stay silent in a meeting when you should supposed to, when you know in yourself that you need to speak up. It's so easy to stay silent when someone offends you rather than speak up. It's easy. And we're missing out on so much growth and opportunity by staying in our comfort zone. And so I really want you and invite you to question yourself around this belief that you have around getting outside my comfort zone is where growth is. And in order to achieve a grow, I need to get outside my comfort zone. Well, how exactly are you doing that? How exactly are you doing that? Hope that is a service to you. Please support your BIPOC content creators. We need more greater quality equity in that space. And please subscribe to the channel if you are watching on YouTube. Please continue to support the work of BIPOC thought leaders and experts as well. Get behind them, because this world needs better leadership. And I believe um, there are leaders out there that have the answers, and it's our responsibility to back them and support them and make sure that their leadership actually gets out there in the world. And I'm not just talking about BIPOC. I'm speaking about all historically and socially marginalized and excluded and discriminated folks and communities as well. That's me. Have a fantastic week. And I promise to be back on Monday. Hopefully, I do have client delivery that day. So hopefully I film something and get it out and continue staying in the discomfort area myself. Bye-bye and see you soon.